Hi everybody and welcome into the Brix Lego studio. I'm Blair Archer and it's time for another exciting and educational element exploration. Let's take a look inside the Lego Ideas Head and see what we're going to be building today. I guess we're going to be exploring Lego Dinosaurs. Join me over at the building desk and let's take a blast to the past and do a deep dive of Lego dinosaur history and learn how to build some on your own. Come on. Hundreds of millions of years ago, when the plants that became the petroleum that makes up our Lego bricks were still alive, so were the dinosaurs. And when you look around these days, you might not get much of a response beyond "nobody here but us chickens" when you search for any evidence of dinosaurs. There is still good Lego representation of what reminds us of the prehistoric era, including crocodiles and alligators, and a hefty helping of sharks in all shapes and sizes. But we're here to talk about the most incredible creatures that ever roamed the earth. None other than the dinosaurs. And what better way to do that than to hop in our super trustworthy time machine and take a trip back to when dinosaurs ruled the earth. Here we go. I'm going to hide out in here while we take a look at the history of Lego dinosaurs and how you can make some of these amazing creatures all on your own. Lego has been producing dinosaurs for decades. Their earliest models were fairly simple, sometimes single molded pieces. The earliest models were compatible with some of the original alligator molds, like this Triceratops head that can fit directly on top of the alligator piece. There was also a line of build your own dinosaur sets where you had these mix and match elements that allowed you to create colorful and sometimes crazy combinations of different dinosaur parts, like this mosasaur combined with this bipedal dinosaur base. Pretty wild, huh? One thing I love about this guy was that they actually used a red dragon or alligator head as the tongue inside its mouth. Following the early years, we saw some interesting releases during the Dino theme. Again, some of these were single piece molds with barely a parts connectivity on them. These guys had a couple of anti-studs in the bottom, but were otherwise a soft, rubbery dinosaur that, even under the best circumstances, didn't really want to connect to anything. However, that theme also brought us some terrifying concept dinosaurs with posable jaws, arms and legs, as well as some studs on their back. These were again a mix and match format where you could create different kinds of dinosaurs using different base bodies and head elements. This theme also included some terrifying carnivorous beasts, including this guy with the light up eyes, posable head and jaw, and again the interchangeable arms and legs, running on a very familiar clicky joint system that's now pretty common throughout themes like Ninjago and the Creator line. And while the Dino 2010 theme, or Dino Attack, had mutant lizards and velociraptors that weren't terribly accurate, even if they were pretty ferocious, the Dino theme brought us some truly amazing molds that we still see in use today, like this classic velociraptor, posable head, arms, and awesome claws, as well as a fantastic Triceratops, an updated Pteranodon, and of course, the fan favorite, an updated Tyrannosaurus Rex, which we've come to see repeated so many times in the new Jurassic lines. Once the Jurassic themes have taken over, we have some awesome new molds like the Stygimoloch, recolors of the Pteranodons, a Carnotaurus, which is super exciting, as well as my favorite, baby dinosaurs. Along with the recolors, I'd say that the baby dinosaurs are probably my favorite thing to come out of the latest dinosaur releases. We have these small bipedal predator dinosaurs in different colors, as well as some Triceratops and an Ankylosaurus. As well as an adult Ankylosaurus who has an awesome swinging tail feature with that club tail for taking care of the predators who might come after their baby. It's really nice to see some of the herbivorous dinosaurs making a comeback, since we do have so many of these carnivorous dinosaurs getting representation. So it's really cool to have some plant eaters to go with our dinosaur assortment. Of course, I don't have every single Lego dinosaur. It's really tough to keep up, and we can't always own every single one of them. So let's take a look at creating our own dinosaurs, which anyone can do using Lego bricks. When creating your own Lego dinosaurs, big or small, it's good to look to some of the brick-built dinosaurs that there are available. This is an older Lego creator set, which is a Tyrannosaurus Rex. I believe it was a 2 or 3-in-1. You could also make a Pteranodon with this one, if I'm not mistaken. Using mixel joints as the primary connection for the smaller limbs, head, and in between the tail, as well as some hinges and the larger ball joints and the friction enhancers. Here you can see how the friction enhancer goes on before the cup in the ball and socket connection, and that allows it to be really strong and hold up the weight of the rest of the model. They've created a really accurate posable dinosaur that scales pretty well with our minifigures. We're going to take a look at a couple of others real quick before we talk about some techniques. Here is a similarly built representation of one of the Lego house dinosaurs, large scale sculptures built by Stuart Harris for the Lego house in Billund, Denmark. Again, using mixel joints for some of the primary connections, but also mixel joints for the eyes, which is a really clever technique. Having some of these 3 claw elements in here for the teeth, mounting them sideways in the build, giving us a terrifying set of chompers. And in the Duplo themed version here, you can see a really nice use of these wheel wells giving us the area where the eye resides. Really cool idea there. You can see the underside here, how the wheel well gives us that ocular cavity. Makes a really cool detail. Let's go ahead and take a look inside these for a little breakdown on how they went together. So if we pop the head off here, you get to see how the mixel joint is mounted in the back of the head. This one uses these little light bulb type pieces for the eyes mounted into these Technic parts. But what's really cool is to see how they've done the jaw. So the jaw is a hinge built off of 2 series of clips with a 3 long bar in between. And then you can see that it is all built with studs not on top, or snot built on the insides here. So you see that in the middle we have 3 1x2 bricks with studs on the sides that are building out sideways on both ends with the 1x2 claw pieces sandwiched together from either side to create the jaws. It's a really nice technique. It gives us a really cool set of teeth, and it becomes a very durable build. Because of the way everything is locked in from the sides, you can see that it has a very nice structure underneath, so it becomes really sturdy. When it connects to the head here, the neck has a mixel joint and then 2 sets of click joints to the body, and then mixel joints again for the arm, and then for the claws, 2 vertical clips and these little claw pieces or teeth pieces. When we're looking to create our own Lego dinosaurs, these are definitely pieces to look out for. So having an assortment of clips as well as tooth elements and claws and what are called dinosaur tail elements, these guys are really useful when creating different kinds of dinosaurs. These would be awesome for making a triceratops, and you've got larger claws for doing really intimidating teeth or claws on a velociraptor. There are just so many different possibilities for using these pieces to create your own dinosaur designs. How about we travel back to the present time and give a try at making some Lego dinosaurs ourselves? Let's hop back in the time machine. Making a brick-built dinosaur doesn't have to be super complicated. You can use some basic techniques to give yourself a great foundation for creating a prehistoric creature. Using a 2x4 brick as your base and 2 jumper plates, you can set yourself up to create the center of your body. And then you can use a long plate or tile for a tail, a couple of those clips to create little claws out front, basic bricks for your legs to make it as tall as you like, and then creating a head is as simple as getting a headlight brick. If you can find one with studs on both sides, it's great. And here I've used a cheese slope and one of these slipper slopes, like a 1x2 plate modified with this slope on top, as the beak. And you can see how it all goes together, and you stick them right on top of the jumper plates. That way you can create a simple but customizable base for creating any kind of dinosaur. And if you want to make a four-legged dinosaur, just use 2 sets of the 1x2 bricks in front and back. You can create friendly or ferocious beasts to go with your minifigures and scale them up accordingly. Using some of the techniques that we saw in the larger brick built dinosaurs, you can build just about any kind of creature that you like, even ones completely from your own imagination. Awesome! Well, thanks so much for joining me on our exploration of Lego dinosaur history. Here's another great example of how you can use our base model to build a really cool 4-legged sauropod. I've used the 2x4 brick with the jumper plates on top in the front and back, with this nice 1x3 slope for the tail, and then given ourselves a little bit of a riser for the neck here with some cylinders and studs, another headlight brick with an eyepiece, cheese slopes, and that assembly makes for a really cute little sauropod to add to your dinosaur collection. Whether you're building brick-built dinosaurs, collecting the wide variety of awesome Lego dinosaurs that are available, or if you're a budding paleontologist, Lego has so many cool offerings when it comes to these prehistoric beasts. You really can't shake a stick without finding an awesome Lego Dinosaur series set. So feel free to reach out if you have any questions, if you're looking for suggestions on where to find some of the older dinosaurs, or if you want some help in designing your own. I'm always here to help. Thanks again for joining us here in the Brix Lego Studio. Hope to see you next time. Bye!